You all grab yourselves a beer, it's time to talk Path of Exile, and it's time to play the Synthesis League. My first video indicated that I had a slow start to the new league. I'd had a just a sluggish start, didn't sleep very well, and ended up falling a bit behind my schedule. But now I'm underlevel, I'm undergeared, I'm woefully undergeared, I'm actually in negative resists at the moment, but it's time to have that fun part of mapping that you only really get to experience in softcore, where you're just miserably undergeared, you're making do with what terrible stuff you've got, and you're still running through killing everything. So I'm playing a cold damage occultist. As you saw from my resists, I'm using pretty dumpster gear, sitting on sort of 3600 energy shield with discipline, and that is with twice ascended, so I've got the cruel labyrinth. I'm having to be very careful around anything that looks like it might deal lightning damage at the moment, and this is just me blind running a rare map. I just stuck it in the device, get the hell away from whatever that lightning damage there was. I think it may have been a Storm Herald mini boss, and you'll see my energy shield just absolutely plummeting there when I'm fighting these fighting some of those skeletons. Monsters are just melting at the moment. I'm only using a 4-link, and I've decided I'm not going to actively farm a 6-link. I'll just get myself a decent chest, one that's worth manually 6-linking, and I'll make do with a 4-link for a while and then a 5-link after that. Of course, if I can come across a 6-link, I'll reassess that, but I'm not going to try for a tabula rasa. I've been leveling alongside someone that I just met on Reddit. Don't actually know them, and I haven't really been doing the new synthesis content yet. Generally, I find that the new content tends to be about 5 tiers harder than the rest of the zone it's in. That's really been a pattern since Abyss, since Abyss and beyond, really, but to a much greater extent from Incursion onwards. Generally speaking, if I could handle that content at this point, I would probably be better off instead running yellow maps instead of white. The highest map tier I've done so far is tier 3. I went into that when I was level 65 and didn't really have any traumas. Here we go, running around like crazy, but it's, as I say, it's that fun part of a map when it's that fun part of mapping when everything's dangerous, everything's chaotic, you're running away from things, but you're still killing stuff fast as well. I didn't farm this map last league, despite the popular hideout in it, so I don't actually know the layout all that well. I am aware that the final boss of this zone is a cold damage warband, and just by dumb luck, and not by any particular planning, I have pretty solid cold resistance, so I'm not that scared about the mute winds at the end of it. It's more the trash mobs that deal lightning damage that scare the hell out of me. And for that matter, even these burning ground patches on the ground, not quite as scary as the ones that got Uberdan in the... oh! There we go. Knew that was going to happen at some point. But, like I said, it's softcore life, you get to do some silly things. So, we're running curses. Sorry, not running curses, we're running, for auras, we're running Malediction, which is a new aura that increases damage over time that you and your allies within range deal. I'm running Malediction, and I'm also running Discipline, just for the pure defensiveness. Discipline's really there at the moment. I'll probably end up using Discipline in the long run, but for the moment it's just there to compensate for the fact that all of my energy shield gear is terrible, and whilst I still have, I'm still using some life gear, it's really only my belt that's providing any source of life of note, and that's just a rare belt with 100 with an explicit roll of 100 life on it, or 99. Now, being a Beyond map, I could get anything out of here. I had to be careful because I am way too undergeared to just try and face tank. A Tezatosh. Okay, we've got Tezatosh, that's fine. He's mechanically easy, so even though his damage numbers are quite high, the mechanics of his attacks are very easy to dodge, and it's soft course, so you don't need to worry about messing one of them up. I'm not doing Elva at the moment. I will get to Elva at a later stage of the league, but for the moment I'm generally just leaving her alone because I think I will fail most of those encounters. Notice how quickly I'm leveling in here. That's why I'm in maps, and rather than being in somewhere like, well, leveling in a classical area like Foothills or Blood Aqueduct. Additionally, I'm going to have to spend some time in Tier 1 maps at some point. It may as well be now. I'm using Stormbrand at the moment. That may surprise you because I'm clearly a cold damage caster. The reason for that is that Stormbrand is proccing Onslaught often enough. I have Onslaught support attached to it, and let's get the hell out of there for a second till my silly flask comes back. Oh, and we died to whatever damage he does afterwards. But anyways, it is, if you haven't ever done tremendously undergeared maps, it is hilarious fun. You only do it in softcore, of course, but you will get absolutely crushed and by mobs. You won't see everything coming, but just the thrill of dodging everything. It's really similar to when you have really solid gear on a character and you take them into very deep delves. I'm going to do this Abyss. These Abysses are quite dangerous, but I did pick up by far my best drop of the league so far, which I'll link in a second as soon as I get out of this. Oh, we've got something that's dealing lightning damage there. Let's get the hell away from it. So it's run, 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 run. Kite, kite, kite. And that's a divination card that should be about 5 chaos in most league economies now, at least. Maybe even 10, depending upon how much people try to run the Chaeola Breachstones since the nerf. I think they'll still be very good. This Abyss is going on and on. Most Abysses are only 3 stages. This one's gone for 5, which is good because alchemy orbs are a bit short in supply at the moment for me, and getting an extra one there is very much appreciated. Now I've got a nasty burn on me at the moment, but that's finally cleared out. So yeah, it's certainly not fast running maps like this. That's taken me probably, I'll have to check the timer. That's taken me a full 8 minutes, whereas later in the league, even running a tier 16 map will take more like 3 at most. Definitely takes longer, but there's just an absolute thrill to running them when you're this undergeared. If you've never done it, I highly recommend it, and yeah, have some fun. Those gloves that I found were these, 169 energy shield, which on endgame wouldn't be suitable for an endgame character, but for this stage in the league, that's actually more energy shield on my gloves than I have on my chest piece at the moment. So that's what I've been doing in this league so far, and I'm looking to push higher in maps, get rid of some of the absolute dumpster tier gear that I'm wearing, and then start pushing further and further into harder content.